Hello and welcome back to another painting video. Today we are continuing painting our Space King crew with Bryce. He is the imaginator of the group. What's an imaginator, you say? Well, it's he imagines things and makes them. It's kind of like a tech priest maybe, I guess, but a little bit more crazy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with yellow first. And we're gonna use this Imperial Fist yellow for him because most of him is orange, but we want to get this yellow down first to help us with some stuff. So he's got a yellow stripe on his shoulder here, and it's pretty thick. So we're gonna do that like that. Same thing on the other side, is that these guys are pretty symmetrical. So we got the yellow stripe there, and then the helmet is also mostly yellow, minus like a half like crescent kind of thing right there. Same thing here, we'll just go around. So we're gonna fill all that in. We're just gonna get him all painted on his face. This is a good yellow contrast paint. You know my struggles with yellow in the past, if you've been here a while. This one I don't hate because it goes on smooth, it works, and does what I need it to do. So that's gonna be the yellow for now. We might have to do some later. And now we're gonna go into orange, which is this Fugan orange, or no, Griffhound orange. For pretty much the rest of him. So let's get this out with his hands. His hands are also, I'm noticing that their hands just have the color on it. So let's just get to it. Yeah, and then we're just trying to avoid these yellow sections. Want to maintain those stripes that we built. See that my hand is shaking, but it's fine. We can go here. His whole hand is orange. I think I did on Captain, I painted his hand black, like it was a glove, but I don't think they actually go that far, which makes sense. So let's get Bryce here all oranged up. So yeah, like I said, he's an imaginator. So he likes to imagine things and he makes them and they don't work sometimes. His ideas are funny. We don't really know a whole lot about him, to be honest. There's only been 3 episodes and he's just kind of a background so far. The last episode, episode 3, he was a little bit more of a part of it. He did something to another Psycho Marine, I don't know what they're called. Another Psycho Marine guy. Made him special. It was another imaginator. So that was funny. But yeah, but coming up, I guess we'll learn more about him and his story. he wants to do stuff for Space King. They want to find Space King. That is the goal. Really enjoyed painting these prints. These are pretty good. Like, I don't know, I haven't had a lot of luck with 3D prints, like stuff for painting. We did the Bushido guys, and they were pretty good, but I mean, they were nowhere near, I mean, I think they cost way more than these 5 models that I got for these guys, because they came with an extra guy in this, but so that was, you know, a little disheartening to pay so much. But I guess you have R&D, and I get it, but also don't like it, which is, I mean, every gamer's thing. Is I get why, well, not everyone gets why they charge what they charge, but that's another story. So let's keep brushing on the orange. Yeah, so I would say, like, if you were buying oranges, like buying colors to paint these guys, maybe go with a different orange, like a more orangey orange, a more vibrant orange. This one's kind of dark. It does work, don't get me wrong, but if you want like a more cartoony, more pigmented color, I would definitely probably go with a different orange, because this one is just kind of dark. You want it to be kind of closer to the yellow that we used in a perfect world. So we're gonna get in here. Just gonna paint around the head really quick. Keep that line. We already did in there because I was kind of smart. We'll get the backpacks now. And also another thing with contrast paints when you're painting, be a little careful because it does splash. If you're moving your brush around too much or anything like that, you could splash the paint onto the yellow, which we would not want to have happen. So just be careful, go fairly slow with it, and you won't have those issues. Just be careful like where you're flicking it off. Like right here, flicking it off the back end is okay because there's nothing yellow over there that it can touch. But if we're going this way, see how it's already some little splashes on the yellow? Just want to be careful and mindful of that kind of stuff when you're painting. Especially like if you're painting for like competition or something like that, which we are not doing by any stretch of the imagination. That I've never done. Maybe it would be cool to do, like, try to enter some sort of painting competition. I mean, I don't think I would do well, just because, I mean, if you're on YouTube, like you are watching this, then you've definitely seen other painters and like kind of what they output. I mean, we're not in the same states probably. Might not be in the same miniature painting pool of people, but we can see. Get here, make sure you get his hand. And we gotta get the chest piece right here as well. Try to be careful of the mouth. There we go. So I think, I'm just looking at my reference. Okay, I think the goggles on the helmet are orange. So let's just re-hit these with the orange. And then the bottom, there's like a bottom little half circle here. You leave the white though, you leave a white border, sorry, on the helmet. So we just want to add kind of an orange bit there. We can put it there. We can squeeze it to there. Okay. And then his symbol is like a little star. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but so it's a little circle. And they have like little, it's like a little sun. Like that. Same thing here. Like that. He has a yellow one on his crotch, so you might have to use like a yellow paint for that. So now let's go to our Black Templar to get all the black areas. So that's going to be the undersuit here, the pipes of the power plant, the back piece here, I'm going to get the undersuit. I don't like that because we don't want that there. We've got some of the crotch undersuit showing here. Get the little action-y figure bit. Same thing here. And here. And then we get the power plant here. Same thing for the back of the legs. Like that. And then the little piece in here. It's pretty defined by our model here. It has the lines in there for us to follow. Like that. Now we can get some deep red here and put those in the eyes, because the eyes are always red, full of anger and hate. Oops, I forgot the black here that what we were doing. So let's get all of that in here. Same thing on this side. And we can clean our brush off and then just wipe that out pretty decently. So now we're gonna take some yellow paint, this flat yellow, flatly yellow, and then we're gonna paint the star on the crotch. Kind of how we did on the arms here. So it's just a circle with little sun bits here and there. Okay. And then we will get his blaster with our Rattling Grime contrast paint. And his is like a custom big old blaster that's basically just like a whole bunch of the guns hooked together. Because if he can imagine it, he can make it. get all the gun bits. Just make sure you're getting all those nooks and crannies. It would be fun to make these guys out of actual like Space Marine bits, to see, you know, what we can get them to look like. It'd be pretty funny. That's what I was thinking of doing, like a diorama that was like one side of the diorama like was the Games Workshop models, and then like them talking to like High Command or something, and then the other side, like it's like the alternate dimension where it's them, it's the guys from Space King doing the same thing. I also thought of them fighting the in the first episode they fight this basically Daughters of Cain, I forget her name, but the girl with like the snake tail. I was gonna do that as the diorama, but that model is like $100. And I was like, for a joke, I don't know if it's worth it for the joke. It might be, but right now, if you guys say it's worth the joke, then I'll do it. But until I get that validation that you guys even like Space King, then I won't do anything about it yet. And then lastly, we're gonna get our non-oil what's it called? Shade wash, and get the teeth so that those are nice and thingied, and we're gonna also get the eyes so that they have the, you can see them a little bit better. And that is how we paint Bryce from Space King. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next one, where we paint our final member.